Hello, my name is Kobe Warner. This is KOBLIZZY, and I'm gonna be honest. I am so excited to be here. I know I always say that, but every time I'm saying it, I really mean it. Like, I so enjoy taping this podcast when I actually sit down to do it. Sometimes I really procrastinate it, I gotta be honest. But when I really get around to it, I'm like, yeah, this is the shit. Okay, so I have a really fun episode today, at least in my opinion, because the event of the hour, the entree, if you will, is going to be me breaking down my CD collection and all my favorite albums. I have like 110 CDs now. I just counted recently. I said before I counted, I just estimated I had 200. I was wrong. I have 100 and a few more, but I'm always actively collecting and buying. But I'll get into it. Before I talk about all of that, as per usual, of course, I'm going to talk about the song of the week, but I also have some hot topics involving Barack Obama, Tia Mowry, of course, the Renaissance World Tour, and Beyonce. And I even talk about Tucker Carlson, excuse me, unfortunately, because he interviewed this man. Anyway, I'll get there. And also Keke Palmer. So there's some hot topics, or what I'm calling them as pop topics. And then I'm also going to talk about some movies that I went and saw at the AMC this week, because I saw a couple movies at the theater. And so I'm going to talk about a couple of movies, and then I'm going to talk about my CDs. So that's what I have in store for you this episode of KOBLIZZY. I hope you enjoy. And I also will say, for the CD part of this, I recommend you watch the video. It's going to be a visual situation for that portion of the episode. And the video is available on Spotify. And if you don't have Spotify, it's available on YouTube. So those are the places you can watch the video. I recommend you watching the video for the CD part. And now I'm going to get into the songs of the week. The first one is a Beyonce song, but it's a Beyonce song actually I never heard before until this week, and I love when that happens. I know all of Beyonce's albums. I know Dangerously in Love. I know B-Day. I know I Am Sasha Fierce. I know Four. I know the self-titled album. I know Lemonade. I know Everything Is Love. I know Renaissance. I know The Gift. The Lion King, The Gift, which came out before Renaissance. Recently, I've been getting into her Destiny's Child albums. I really only knew the hits. Like, I knew, like, Bills, Bills, Bills. That's a song we listened to in, like, middle school. Bootylicious, we listened to a long time ago. Excuse me, damn, already can't talk. I always say that every episode, and then I say, well, damn, if you can't talk every episode, if it quacks like a duck, and it walks like a duck, and it talks like a duck, maybe you're a duck. I stutter. Maybe I'm Joe Biden. Maybe I am Joe Biden. Let's hope I don't start tripping and falling. Actually, I do trip and fall a lot. Maybe I am Joe Biden. Wow. Well, if that was the case, I would have gotten our student loan debt. I know it's not his fault. The Republicans 86 that with their stupid lawsuit. But like, really, I was looking forward to that $10,000 of student loan debt. $20,000 for some people. I'm like, that's really would have been helpful, actually. Considering I didn't even graduate with my certificate, because I'm never going to stop reminding you people, that was not a college that I went to. It was called a college, but it's not a real degree. It's a certificate. It's a certificate, people. And it was an expensive one, too, and I didn't even get it, because I left. I withdrew on mental health concerns. I'm derailed already from my topic. How did I start on an unreleased Beyonce song and get to withdrawing from college on a mental health? Citing mental health. I did. It's true. But I've already talked about that before. That's not new information. Anyway, Poison by Beyonce. I love when I hear a Beyonce song that I never know, because I know all of Beyonce's albums, is what I was saying. I know them all. I've recently been getting into Destiny's Child because I only knew the hits. I said that. And so I've been listening to the Destiny's Child albums all the way through. And then I've been going back and like digging through Apple Music and been finding some deep cuts of Beyonce's that I might have missed. For example, Poison, which was a bonus track to I Am Sasha Fierce. So I'm going to be talking about I Am Sasha Fierce a little bit more in this episode because of the CD situation. But Poison, it was a bonus track or a deluxe track on I Am Sasha Fierce. And it's really fun. I just really like the song. I especially like the bridge. That's what made me listen to the song again, was the bridge. And again, because I was like, wow, that bridge is really good. Beyonce's just a great artist. And people be like, oh, I'm not even going to get into the negativity. But it's just like, yeah, you can have a bunch of songwriters around you. But also, that doesn't mean that you're not intensely involved in your art. She's just very collaborative, and she just credits everybody that's in the room so she doesn't have to get sued in the future for not crediting somebody that was in the room. You know what I mean? It's just like people are around. That's art is made through collaboration. I don't understand why people would ever frown on collaboration. Anyway, Poison's the first song of the week, a bonus track from I Am Sasha Fierce. And the second song of the week is Dance by Toni Braxton. It's from an album that recently had its 3-year anniversary. It's called Spell My Name. Toni Braxton is a very rare anomaly sort of living legend because not only has her music from her debut in the 90s aged incredibly well and stands the test of time and is some of my favorite music ever on this earth, but the music that she continues to make in her 50 plus years of age is insanely fantastic and on trend and very current and different. And she's I mean, I don't know, man. She's like the Kylie Minogue of R&B. It's really amazing what Toni Braxton has done. And Dance, actually, the song that is the second song of the week, the second and final song of the week, is a pop song, really. I mean, it's like, it's a pop song. And it's the first track from the album's Spell My Name. And the album is good as well. Where's my phone? Oh, it's right here. I'm sitting on it. There's some really good songs. There's a song with her called Get Over It. Just Get Over. It's called Gotta Move On. She also has a song with Missy Elliott called Do It that's fire. Solo track, Fallen Fire. OVER. I think I might have talked about that one on the podcast before. I love that song. That's my favorite, maybe. There's a bonus track called Nothing that I love. It's a really solid 10. For it to be 10 songs and like 75% of the songs are major hits for me. And she gets a lot of play on like R&B radio in the car. Like my dad listens to the Heart and Soul Sirius XM station in the car, and I always hear her songs on there, so that's good. But she has a song a few years ago from an album called Sex and Cigarettes called... What's that song called? Oh my God. I'm obsessed with it, but I can't remember the name. Long As I Live. They played that song on R&B radio for so long, and it is amazing. I really love Toni Braxton, and I'll be talking about her more later. I have some of her CDs. So now I'm going to get into the pop topic. I really can't fucking talk. Like, it's ridiculous. You see all these drinks back here? I have a LaCroix. I have a coffee with a metal straw, saving the turtles, and I have a glass of water. All are necessary beverages. 100% of them are necessary beverages. You want some ASMR? You ready? That was good. That was good. Okay. So, before I get into the pop topics, that's what I'm calling my hot topics. I don't know if it's stupid yet, but I'm just going to roll with it for a while. I have a couple things to say. Just a couple statements. So, I talked about Tory Lanez, who recently got a deserved 10-year prison sentence for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot, among other things, with charges that were brought on by the state because he was on probation, had an unregistered gun, etc. Megan Thee Stallion did not file these charges, just to be clear. Moving on. This is just unrelated to that case. I just want to say, because I recently mentioned him for the very first time ever on this podcast because of that case. And I called him Tory Lanez, because I thought that was his name. I have this thing where I also, first and foremost, I like to pronounce people's names correctly, no matter who they are. First of all, my number one pet peeve right now is people calling the vice president Kamala Harris. That is not that lady's name. Her name is Kamala. The emphasis is different. Kamala, not Kamala. It's Kamala. You should be laughing all the time. That lady is funny. But her name is Kamala, not Kamala. I know you hear the difference. Stop acting dense. I know you hear the difference. Stop saying that lady name wrong. Stop saying Zendaya. That girl's name is Zendaya. She said it. Google it if you don't believe me. Her name is Zendaya. Beyonce, when it says B-E-Y, that is not bae. You are not a part of the Bay Hive. Beyonce. Queen Bey. Beyonce. Queen Bey. Where do you get that? Queen B, B-E-Y. I understand you might think it looks like Bay, but it's not. It's B. Look it up. Ask somebody. Don't listen to Camila Mendez on that first season of Riverdale when she said, I love Queen Bay. That shit pissed me off. When I was watching the first season of Riverdale in high school and she said Queen Bay, turn it off. I was annoyed. Like, how do y'all... Queen Bee. Anyway. Tory Lanez. I thought his name was Tory Lanez. Lanez. I mean, if you sound it out, if you look at it, you can understand how I would get Lanez. I understand you see Lanez. I saw Lanez. Maybe that's ridiculous for somebody who expects people to understand the name KOBLIZZY. Well, actually, K-O... How else could you say KOBLIZZY? I feel like that one's actually hard to mispronounce if you sound it out, but Lanez and Lanez can be confused. But anyway, Tory Lanez, I know now. I can see clearly now, but he still deserves to go to prison. Anyway, moving on. Another statement that I want to make before the pop topics. I saw a tweet that said, like, the music it's so sad this generation is not going to have any music to be nostalgic about. Like, what are you going to think about? This era, Sabrina Carpenter and Gayle. And I understand Gayle. I'm like, A, B, C, D, E, F, U. Like, we can move on. But Sabrina Carpenter, actually, that Emails I Can't Send album is fire. And the deluxe album has some incredible songs. So I'm like, I actually don't really know any more of her music. So maybe I should get into it. But I really love the Emails I Can't Send record. And that record alone and her redemption arc after that whole Olivia Rodrigo, Josh Bassett love triangle drama situation where they're all making music about each other and then saying they're not. Except Sabrina's just kind of on the nose. I mean, everybody's just kind of on the nose, but Sabrina's Homewrecker, I'm a Slut song, it's very good, by the way. All because I liked a boy. It's like, she ate that up. And also, I love the concept of the Emails. I've talked about this album before and how I like it. I just wanted to say that's not fair. I just saw that tweet and I wanted to address in a public forum. Don't disrespect Sabrina Carpenter. She's talented. And her opening for Taylor Swift in Mexico City at Foro Sol and singing Selena's song as well as her own music. She was a great opener from the videos I saw online. Have I mentioned yet that I'm going to see Taylor Swift again? There's really no reason to talk about it right now because it's over a year away. It's in October of 2024. But my friend Lindsay, who I went with the first time we thought we had really good seats and we didn't. I think I might have talked about this last week. I'm so forgetful though, I can't remember. We thought we had good seats and we didn't. And so this time we have good seats. That's all. So I'm going back to see the Eras Tour again, but it's literally a year away. So the first time I saw the Eras Tour, I was 20. And when I see it for the second time, I'll be 22. So that's fun. Anyway, moving on to the pop topics that are not just statements. Tucker Carlson, formerly of Fox News but got fired because of that ridiculous billion-dollar lawsuit. He interviews a man who allegedly had an affair with Barack Obama. So I actually did not read any further into the situation. Like, I know I could have watched the interview or I could have like looked up an article about it, but I don't actually care if Barack Obama slept with that white man. You know what I mean? It's like, okay. And so what if he did sleep with him consensually 30 years ago? What else is going on? You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about that for? We don't care. Barack Obama is no longer the president. Barack Obama does not actually run anything. While he is a public figure, he's not in charge of anything currently except the Barack Obama Foundation. So I'm like, what exactly why is this? There's no reason to run a smear campaign against a former president. For fun? And they're just trying to distract us from the actual election shit that's going on with the actual candidates that are actually involved in the election. And instead, they're trying to run a smear campaign on Barack Obama. Okay. I don't know what else to say but register to vote, y'all. Register to vote. These people crazy. Tia Mowry went to the Renaissance World Tour. You know, I'm always going to talk about Beyonce. I love my girl. And my mother. You see that candle back there? One day, somebody that watches the KOBLIZZY podcast on YouTube commented on this Beyonce candle. And so I just want to point it out. Beyonce is always in the background of this podcast. You can check the episodes. Maybe not always, but most of the time, baby. I love me some B. Anyway, so Tia Mowry went to the Renaissance World Tour. She was in the front row, and she was over on the right, audience right, stage left side where Beyonce sings 1+1 when she sits on top of that piano. And during the, like, near the end of the song, when she starts ad-libbing over, you know, like the instrumental, she looks over and she sees Tia Mowry. You know, Tia and Tamara of Sister Sister, of the reality show that they had, Child Stars. They were on them Disney movies, Twitches 1 and 2. Like, very child famous people, but still public figures, right? I love Tia. And I like Tamara. I used to watch The Real when Tamar was still on it. And I like Adrienne. I like all the girls. And Jeannie and Lonnie. Lonnie's shady, though, I think. Lonnie's facial expression, she'd look at the people out the corner of her eye. Well, I'm so distracted. Tia at RWT. Beyonce sees her, and she starts singing, yeah, yeah, yeah. So Tia and Tamara were in a girl group when they were kids. And they had a song called Yeah. Or maybe it's called Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. Let me look it up. Yeah. I don't know what the song's called. But it's like, yeah, yeah, the man, he makes me go, yeah. The boy, he makes me go, yeah. Tia Tamara. I'm looking it up on Google. Oh my God, Rico Nasty's coming up. Like Tia Tamara with Doja Cat. Oh my gosh, it's not what I'm talking about. Please give me the song. Voices? The group's called Voices, I guess. Yeah, it's called Yeah, Yeah, Yeah. And they just had this song, Yeah, 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 the boy makes me go, yeah, something like that. And Beyonce literally looks over at Tia. She's like, oh my God, hey, I love you so much. Yeah, 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 the boy makes me say, yeah, 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 over the 1+1 track. I'm like, I love Beyonce. It's just like stuff like that. She's just that, I love her. You know what I mean? Like moments like that. She crafts so many little special moments like that where I'll see the videos online, or when I was at the show, there was a couple of moments where I was just like, wow, that was really special. And she makes those moments happen all the time. And I'm just like, she's so cool. Like, I love that woman. And I really hope all the rumors are true. That she's going to really, because Renaissance is allegedly, Renaissance. Goddamn, Renaissance is allegedly an act 1 of 3 acts project, because in the tour book that she sold, it says it's a 3-act project. And so, like the collectible album book, maybe not the tour book, but it's like a collectible book that she sold. I saw it on Twitter. She said in there it's 1 of 3 acts, and she recorded during the pandemic. And so allegedly there's 2 more acts of albums. And in every city, including the show that I went to in Nashville, she sang, I'll be back. At a couple shows, she said, I'll be back, see you soon. And it seems like she's going to go on at least an American leg of a tour for one of the other albums, maybe both of the other albums, maybe a tour for both of the albums and the visuals. I don't know what the idea is going to be, because I'm not a part of Parkwood, but I really have I put back my money already in case she drops a tour announcement randomly. I'm already ready to buy the Club Renaissance ticket, even though it probably won't be called that, but I want to be like down in the pit. And if it's a country album for Beyonce or a rock album, I'm gonna be down in the pit, so excited. I love country music, I love rock music, and I love Beyonce's take on both of those songs. She did country with Daddy Lessons. She even featured Dixie Chicks on that remix from the CMA performance. She's done rock with Don't Hurt Yourself. She's covered the Kings of Leon. She's done Sex on Fire. She's at Glastonbury. I mean, Beyonce is just really versatile. She's a versatile vocalist, a versatile songwriter, producer, and collaborator, despite what the rumors say. And I'm talking about Beyonce, and all I was saying was Tia Mowry was at the Renaissance World Tour. So I don't know how I got on this tangent. But the last pop topic is that Kiki reunited with her co-parent on Instagram for her birthday. Now, Kiki's birthday is at the end of August. She's a Virgo, but she's a August Virgo at the end of August. And I forgot to mention this on my return episode or last week. I don't remember when it happened really, but it's just something I remembered I should have mentioned that I didn't mention. So after this whole internet fiasco about him shaming her for her clothes at that Usher concert, and then she sells T-shirts, but I'm a mother. And she dances to a video of a remix saying, but I'm a mother. And we're all clowning this man on the internet, me included on this podcast, talking about that dumbass man, Darius, or talking about how dumb he was for clowning him. Damn, I'm drinking on that coffee like it was water. We're talking about how goofy Darius was for clowning his baby mother on Twitter. And then she puts out, but I'm a mother. And then she does the Usher music video talking about, but I'm a mother. And then next thing we see her on Instagram Live with her baby daddy on her birthday. I was like, let me never talk about anybody's business again. Now, of course, like Wendy Williams says, I can't ask you to stay out of my business because I don't stay out of other people's business. That's why I do the hot topics. Like in that video. Have y'all seen that video on TikTok? But anyway, I'm not going to stay out of people's business. I'm kind of like doing a hot topics thing now. I'm calling it pop topics in case you forgot. POPTOPICS. Spelling bee, bitch, I can spell. Who can't? I did a spelling bee a couple times back in like elementary school and even in middle school. But I did actually in elementary school, I misspelled Martian. In I don't, or maybe that was in middle school. No, that was definitely elementary school. I thought it with a SH, bitch. A TI. I'm like, not me being illiterate. But I guess I was little. Martian. I didn't know nothing about no damn Martian. Anyway. Yeah, I was just like, let me never talk about anybody's business again. It was just Kiki was doing so much capitalization off of the situation. The T-shirt, she's dancing on TikTok, she's doing this music video, but I'm a mother, but I'm a mother, but I'm a mother. We are clowning her baby daddy on the internet. She's not addressing it. She's not saying, lay off the father of my child. We're not together. They unfollow each other. It's this whole public thing. And then next thing we know, they're on Instagram Live together. That's how you really know. We don't know these people. So I'm going to keep commenting on these situations, and like keep, talking about stuff. But we don't know these people. We really don't know these people. These are parasocial relationships. And I'm like, yeah. And I respect the privacy. Like, I respect the way that Kiki never directly addressed the criticism from her baby father publicly, even though he criticized her publicly. While she put out T-shirts, but I'm a mother, all she did was, but I'm a mother, but I'm a mother. Those are his words. Those are his words. But I'm a mother. But you're a mother. But I'm a mother. He said that. And that's all she said. She never criticized him. She never put any negative energy out there about him. And I respect that. It's like the Beyonce method. It's the Chloe and Halle method of just ignoring the bullshit. I respect that. However, we just don't know these people. That's all. And I respect privacy, but it's just like, wow, I just really thought I would have been mad as hell if he had did that to me, But I guess it's not something you can't recover from. It's a social media post that I guess it could be solved by a conversation. But to me, just being willing to shame your baby mother who's a public figure, especially when you're not a public figure, knowing how the internet is nowadays and knowing how things go viral, I just think it's kind of wild that he would do that. You know what I mean? And I think it might be indicative of like a self-esteem issue. And especially the things he was saying. Also, when people dug back through his old tweets and found him saying crazy stuff about like Alton Mason. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about the situation anymore because obviously Kiki and her baby father are good. But wow, we just don't know people. That's all. And that also concludes the pop topics. Now I'm going to talk about the movies I went and saw at AMC this week. The first one I went to see was The Haunted Mansion. First and foremost, Disney continually makes a mistake, and they've been doing it for 30 years apparently, because when Hocus Pocus came out in 1993, it initially flopped because they put it out in the middle of the summer. They put out a Halloween movie in the middle of the summer, and it did not do well because it was the middle of the summer. And then eventually it became a cult classic because of like reruns on the Disney Channel and stuff. And then of course now with streaming, we can watch it and everybody loves the Hocus Pocus now. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Not just favorite Halloween movies, literally one of my favorite movies of all time whenever I want to feel nostalgic. So here we are 30 years later, literally exactly 30 years later. And these goofy ass people put out The Haunted Mansion, this live action remake. That's $150 million budget in the middle of the summer. Why? for what? And then, of course, with with the writer's strike and the actor's strike, that nobody can promote it. The SAG actors can't walk a carpet or publicly promote a project that is SAG. And so between that and the fact that they put out this Halloween movie in the middle of summer, it doesn't do well in the box office. And so I just didn't go see it because I was busy. I didn't go see it at first, but I wanted to see it. It looked great. I saw the trailers for it when I was at the Little Mermaid 5 times. Or speaking of the Little Mermaid, it is now on Disney Plus. So I've seen it in the theater 5 times. I watched it again last night, so I guess that's 6 times. I've seen it 6 or 7 times now, and you can go watch it on Disney Plus if you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, go run it up for my girl Halle Bailey, even though she is shackled to DDG. Even though she is shackled, say Mary, Mary shackles. What was I talking about? The Haunted Mansion. It was really good. I really enjoyed the adaptation. Like, it was a lot of fun. I'm serious. I really liked it. Even Tiffany Haddish was great. Like, it was a really fun movie. I liked it a lot. It made me cry. I was literally crying. And then in the middle of crying, Danny DeVito made me laugh. And I was like, this movie is fucking great. I literally was like crying and the tears were streaming down my face, and then he made me crack the fuck up. I'm like, this movie is so good. They really did a great job on that movie. I cannot speak about it positively. I'm not going to spoil it. Well, it's kind of the same story of the Haunted Man. What am I talking about spoiling? It's a remake of a 30-year-old movie. But it does have some differences. How the people, it's different. It's a little bit different, but it's great. No complaints at all. I'm serious. It's a really good movie. So yeah, I loved that. Jamie Lee Curtis made a cameo. Who else was in it? Danny DeVito. The lead guy's name is Lakeith Robertson. I think is his last name, but his first name was Lakeith. The kid that played the kid was super cute. Rosario Dawson was great. And I really don't remember. Tiffany Haddish was good. Yeah, I don't remember who else was in it, but it was great. It was really good. Really loved that movie. Seriously. Okay, and so I also saw Bottoms. Now, the thing about Bottoms, well, first of all, the reason I wanted to watch Bottoms is because I watched Red, White, and Royal Blue on Amazon Prime this week. And I know it came out like a couple of weeks ago, but I just hadn't seen it yet. And oh my God, I don't know what it is for me. Like, when I watch queer love story movies, especially queer love story movies that are about boys who are having a romance, or there's a boy romance involved in a larger picture of a story, it literally makes me like blush and kick my feet. Like, I don't know what it is, but it just makes me like so giddy to watch stuff like that. I don't know why. I think because for so much of my life, I first felt ashamed to, appreciate media of that form. But then when I did like become more comfortable appreciating media of that form, there wasn't a lot, there wasn't a lot of access to it. And then of course, when you find it's not often positive. There's not a lot of silly movies about gay boys. They'll be gay, but there's a struggle, or, and of course those stories are important. Those stories need to be told. But it's similar to the way there's so many movies about Black trauma and about slaves. They love to make movies about queer trauma and not a lot of queer love stories. In recent history, of course, it's improved. Call Me By Your Name, I know, is a movie we love. And Armie Hammer is a little scary, but Call Me By Your Name, I really do love the movie. I know people say it glorifies an age gap relationship, and I don't think it glorifies it. I think it actually, if you read I read the book as well, I think that like the character are, I don't think it's a happy story. Like, it's not a love story. It's about infatuation between a 17-year-old and like a 20-something-year-old, in the beginning, and of course they grow up, and the book follows them much later into life than the movie does. But it's quite sad. Like, the feeling I got when I read the book and then I listened to the audiobook. And this is after seeing the movie. I watched the movie for the first time during the pandemic a couple of years after it came out. And the feeling I got watching Call Me By Your Name for the first time, it put a pit in my stomach. Because it was that, like, heart-wrenching. It's not a happy movie, And so I've seen it a couple more times since then. And then this past summer, I read the book, like actually have the book over there. And then I have Libby with the library card. You can get audiobooks for free on Libby. You just like check them out. And so I listened to the audiobook on Libby when I was driving down to my hometown a month ago, a month and a half ago maybe. And again, the feeling of listening, and Army Hammer was reading it. And so I had to detach myself from the fact that he's like likes to eat people or wants to try or something. Trigger warning. I know that's crazy, but like that's literally like don't look it up if you don't want to know the truth. That shit's crazy. But anyway, so I listened to the audiobook and the book is really heart wrenching. Like it, more so than the movie, because if that the relationship follows these people down through life. I don't know, man. Like even talking about it right now, it kind of hurts. It makes me hurt. But it's a story. I don't know. I don't know why I'm so drawn to it. But anyway, I don't think it's a love story. I don't think it glorifies a relationship. I just think it tells the story of a really toxic, infatuation. But that's not what I'm talking about. I did not see that movie for the first time this week. I was talking about Red, White, and Royal Blue. And so what I was going to say is like Red, White, and Royal Blue, very dissimilar to Call Me By Your Name, is a kicking your feet and blushing love story about two, spoiler alert, very cute boys. And I love it. It's so absurd. It's the president's son. And the president, the son of a very Southern American woman president, and the spare to the British throne, the prince spare to the British throne, fall in love and get caught and get exposed by a gay twonk. He's kind of aged out of the twonk category, but anyway, gay reporter who's mad that the president's son doesn't want to have relations. Did I just spoil the movie? That was such a spoiler just now. I didn't even think about that, you guys. I'm not gonna say anything else. Damn, that was a spoiler. I don't even know what to do about that. Maybe I should I'm gonna say spoiler alert. I'll just edit it in later. It's a really cute movie. You should watch it. And there's a lot more to it than just what I said, so you can definitely enjoy it still. But it does come with challenges is all. It's just an absurd plot is the point that I was making, but it's such a cute story. It still has a little bit of struggle because, movies have to have conflict and a little tension to engage you and move you on. But it's such a good movie. Oh my God. Another great movie, but again, tragic, is My Policeman with Harry Styles and I don't remember the other guy's name, but a really great movie, a really good book as well. But again, a tragic story of a love triangle between a man who's trying to be normal and then a man who's gay, also on the down low because of the time. It takes place a long time ago. And it's just, again, tragedy. There's so few movies that just want to make you kick your feet. And so, again, Love, Simon on a much smaller scale, but it's about a kid getting outed. It's tragic. They don't make, there's no, and it's funny because then they'll make a movie like Bros. And I actually never saw Bros. I should watch it. I definitely should watch it. It's kind of crazy to say I even haven't seen it, to say that I haven't seen it, but I haven't. But I definitely will watch it. But even Bros is another rom-com-y type of movie. And people were complaining about that because it was being heavily marketed. And people were talking about we're so tired of seeing this. And it's you have a million straight people rom-coms. There is a million Pretty Women's. And as amazing as that movie is, and as much as I love a movie like that, why can't we have tons of gay rom-coms? And we have a couple, have a few, and I really can't even think of them off the top of my head, to be honest. Movies that are not about queer tragedy. Just it's getting better nowadays, but it used to be, and it's still, difficult to think of a ton of movies that aren't about black trauma. It's we're going to make movies about black people, but it's all going to be about the trauma that you've experienced historically or the trauma that you're experiencing now. And I don't understand why there's so few stories about joy, happiness, joy, like like let us be happy, let us move on, let us progress, let us evolve. We have told enough stories about our trauma, and while we should not stop teaching about it, you guys are more interested in making movies about trauma than you are about teaching it in school curriculum. You know what I mean? Like if you're gonna make the movies and then ban them in Florida, you know what I mean? Like be serious. Teach the trauma in schools. I don't mean teach it like trauma, but teach the facts of what happened to a lot of people that is factually traumatic in history, and then make movies about happy stuff. Moving on. Like, damn. And of course, after the SAG and writer strike is over, we're not scabbers. We're not scabbing here. I'm just saying, be serious. Okay, so I saw The Haunted Mansion. It was great. I saw The Little Mermaid on Disney Plus last night. It was amazing. Of course, I saw Red, White, and Royal Blue on Amazon Prime. It was fabulous. Love it so much. Definitely going to watch it again. And yesterday, I had to drive all the way to, I mean, it's actually still in Cobb County, but I had to drive all the way to an AMC that was like 30 minutes away because Bottoms is not playing in very many theaters. But the guy that played the prince, the spare to the throne, in Red, White, and Royal Blue, played one of the key characters in this ensemble cast of Bottoms. His name is Nicholas Galitzine, I think is how you say his last name. But he was in Bottoms too. And after I watched Red, White, and Royal Blue and realized he was in Bottoms and it was in theaters, I was like, I have to go see it. But I had to drive all the way to the AMC far away because it's not in a very many theaters. I don't know why. But I had to drive all the way to the AMC that was far away. But it was a really nice one that had a recliner. And I like pre-ordered my large popcorn and my large vanilla Coke. And so they just like delivered it to my recliner seat. That was nice. And the movie was really funny. It was like really absurd though. I didn't really know what it was going to be about before I went. Like I actually didn't even read the description or just watch the trailer. I just knew it was about gay people. So I was like, let me go. And I'm serious. Like that's all I needed to know about it to go. I was like, let me just go see it and see what it's about. I also just love going to the movies. I always have, but especially nowadays. I really did in high school though with my friend Lananda, like back in the day. I loved going when I was a kid. Actually, I've always loved going to the movies. I love movies. I like watching them at home, but I love going to the cinema, the theater, to watch the film or projectors or whatever they use nowadays. Anyway, so I just really enjoyed Bottoms. It was really funny. It was really absurd. I won't spoil it like I spoiled Red, White, and Royal Blue. But honestly, I'd probably be better off spoiling it for you because I don't even know how you're going to see it. It's like Google it, see what theaters it's in. Fingers crossed it's like not 500 miles away. I'm being dramatic. It was literally like half an hour from my house. But I was like, I passed 5 AMCs to get to this one. Like, why is it all the way over here? Moving on, Bottoms was wonderful, and it also concludes my movies of the week. So my songs of the week were Prison and Dance. Prison by Beyonce, Dance by Toni Braxton. The hot topics included Tory Lanez and mispronouncing his name like I just did, as well as Sabrina Carpenter being amazing. Tucker Carlson trying to make us care that Barack Obama might have fucked a white man. Nobody cares. Tia Mowry going to the Renaissance World Tour and Beyonce incorporating Yeah, Yeah, Yeah into her 1+1 vocal like that, and Kiki reuniting with her baby father and proving that we should all shut the fuck up about these people we do not know. The movies of the week were Bottoms, The Haunted Mansion, The Little Mermaid, which is now on Disney Plus, Red, White, and Royal Blue, and honorable mention Call Me By Your Name. And read the book or listen to the audiobook. Get a free library card and listen to it for free on Libby. Don't pay for Audible. Now, moving on to the main event. Drum roll, please. I'm trusting that you're doing a drum roll wherever you are. I am going to talk about my CD collection, which is pretty expansive. I have about like 105 now. I'm also expecting some in the mail. I ordered a bunch the other day. So I really love CDs. I'm going to talk to you about why I started collecting CDs, where I get them from. I'm going to show you all of my CDs, how I organize them. I'm going to talk to you about how I store the jewel cases, how I repair ones that are broken, how you clean them or how I clean them. All of that stuff. So if you're interested, or if you just want to be curious, if you just want to listen, if you just want to peruse, why don't you join me in the rest of this episode? I think it's going to be fun. I'm so funny just saying shit to say it. Let me take a sip and then we're going to get into it. A sip of what, Kobe? Ooh, I got 3 drinks and a coastal on the flow. So Actually, I want a little coffee. 1 second. I'm like Trisha Paytas. Did you hear what I just said? I said 1 second. Have you seen that Frenemies clip like on TikTok or like on Frenemies if you watched it, where Trisha Paytas would be like, yeah, she would like say after everything. This coffee is delicious. Okay, so I am going to pull up the viewfinder so I can see myself when I show you. Oh, this lens is wide as hell. You're going to be able to see everything just fine. So I keep my, excuse me, this is the part you need to be watching the video for, like I said earlier, on YouTube or Spotify. YouTube.com/@KOBLIZZY or YouTube.com/KOBLIZZY if you don't want to put the if that ad's too much for you. You can also go to Spotify and watch the thing. It's all in my link tree, KOBLIZZY.com. You can find all the links to all of the places. As per usual, you already know that. So this is a Vaults, VAULTZ, like Tory Lanez. Fuck. Not that I even want to talk about him all the time, but I just think it's ridiculous that I thought his name was Lanez. But like, have fun in prison, you know? So this is Vaults, Vaultzies. And I also have a little one. This big one, I think it comes with like pages that hold 128. And I also have a little one. This one holds 48, I think. I think it's 48. Maybe like 24, to be honest. And this was like a little one that I'll take in my car. Right now, this little one's empty because I put them all in this big one. One, because I want them all in the big one. Because I don't really, while I do have a CD player in my car, I usually listen to my CDs in here. But I also just wanted to kind of see them all in one container and like organize them by artists and like do fun stuff. I'm OCD. Undiagnosed. I am ADHD. I think I might be OCD too, but I just like to organize stuff. Like it's something that I love. Anyway, so I did this the other day, and that's what actually gave me the idea to. That was that was a crazy burp. So, excuse me. Moving on. So I organized all these the other day. I'm going to talk about my CDs. I'm also going to talk about the ones that I ordered, what I have coming. I just like to organize stuff. That's all I was saying. So all the CDs are organized in here in pages. These are empty. I'll tell you why in a second. But these are the CDs in here, right? So where do you keep the jewel cases, Kobe? I'll show you. I keep them under all these cords. I keep the jewel cases in one of these crates. I organize like literally everything. My closet is full of these black crates. I got them all from Walmart. And I have all kinds of stuff in these crates. I keep everything in here. But they also fit CDs perfectly because they are file boxes originally. And something about these dimensions work amazing. So they fit 3 rows of CDs perfectly. And there is about 105, between 105 and 110. I kind of let's count this past week. Jewel cases in here. These are new CDs. These are CDs from places like Target. These are CDs from places like Walmart sometimes even, although Walmart often only carries clean versions. No bueno. I hate an edited CD. Or just like an edited track in general. Please let me hear the cuss words. I'm an adult. So sometimes Target, sometimes for like Taylor Swift and stuff. They don't carry many CDs anymore. Everybody wants vinyls. I'm going to get into that more in a little bit. But I'll tell you why I collect CDs personally. But anyway, so I'll get them from places like Walmart or Target. I'll get them from places like online CD stores, Tower Records. I've only ordered from there once. I sometimes will go to physical CD stores. I will order like old CDs that you can't really find off of eBay, like used versions. Amazon sometimes even. Thrifted CDs. There's a thrift store that we go to that has 99-cent CDs. Are you serious? 99 cents? I've gotten a bunch of CDs from here. Like a bunch of them are from there. My mom also bought me like probably 50 used thrifted CDs one year, and I sifted through all of them and kept the ones I wanted and gave the rest that I didn't back to the thrift store. And one time my aunt gave me a bunch of CDs that my uncle, God rest his soul, used to have. And so I have some of his CDs now. So I've gotten these CDs from all over the place. And I love collecting them. I'm holding Anti by Rihanna. That's a recent purchase. The packaging is really cool, which is why I wanted to show this one to you. But also Rihanna's right behind me. I didn't even think about that. I've had this poster for a while, but I just put it up on behind the door the other day. But that's Rihanna smoking a blizzy, and this is me holding Anti, which is my favorite Rihanna record. It's like I don't know if this is Braille, but there's like bumps all over this, like bumps that are very strategically arranged. That'd be really cool if it was Braille. But anyway, this one comes with this poster that's kind of sick. I guess I might as well show you, huh? This is Anti, of course. Like I said, this poster. Oh, this is not the poster. This is just the booklet. But it's just pictures. There's no like lyrics or anything in it like it would typically be in an album booklet. So let me answer the question, why do I collect CDs instead of vinyls? I'll talk about that right now. So I really like the ways vinyl sound. They have like little imperfections and they crackle and it's very like homey and they have a very cool vibe. But when I started collecting physical media, I was in college at music school and I was inspired to collect physical media because I really started thinking about the impermanence of streaming. And it's like, yeah, I love streaming and I love making my playlists, but we don't own that music. You know what I mean? We don't own that. We really aren't giving the artist very much money by streaming that music on there because of how cheap it is. They get like pennies on the dollar. I can't get this thing back in here if you're watching me struggle. I really can't. Like, I don't know. But anyway, there's a poster in here. I can't show it to you because this is pissing me off. I'm throwing this over here. But the artists don't make any money off of streams. And so I was like, how can I support them? Vinyls I could collect, but one, I didn't have a vinyl player. I also didn't have a CD player, but you can't play vinyls in cars. I can play a CD in my car. It's a 2015, so it still has a CD player. And I was like, And I can also get a CD player. I have this really cute Crosley one behind all my beverages back here. And it has decent sound quality. I do prefer to play the CDs in the car. But my dad also has a really, really nice CD player out in the basement. So I'll use that one sometimes too. Anyway, so CDs are less fragile than vinyls. Vinyls are, again, they have a great aesthetic, a certain vibe. They really are like cool and artsy, but they are very fragile. And when I was going to college in Boston, I was moving literally my entire life back and forth every 5 months, every 6 months. And I would throw CDs in my tote bag over my shoulder and just carry them and scratch them up, the cases. And they would be fine. You know what I mean? Vinyls, how am I going to travel with those vinyls? It would have just been so difficult. And so that's why I opted to collect CDs. The very simple reason. Now, the good thing about that is CDs are cheaper nowadays because vinyls are what is popular. And so everybody's buying these expensive vinyls, and I'm over here buying the cheap CDs. I love to buy signed CD. Like, I have a signed copy of Red by Taylor Swift. I love to buy signed CDs when artists put them on their website, like when they're rolling out an album. I love to buy like my favorite artists' new albums as they come out off of their websites. When you buy CDs off of the website, you're supporting the artist literally directly because you're buying from their store as opposed to buying from a not secondhand, but like a third-party seller like Amazon or Target or whoever. They make more money when you buy directly from them. And so like I bought Renee Rapp's Snow Angel directly from her website. I buy all of Taylor Swift's Taylor's versions directly from her website. I bought a signed copy of Troye Sivan's album that's coming out. I don't remember what it's called, but whatever it's called is coming out soon. I bought a copy of that, the one with Rush. Anyway, so this is where I keep all the jewel cases. I'm not really going to go through these. I'm going to go through the CDs themselves, but I just wanted to show you there's about 100 and a few CDs in here. And this, I'm going to show you as well, is just a clear, empty jewel case. I got these from Amazon. I have a bunch of them over there. And all they are is just replacements. Sometimes the thrifted CDs will be a little crunchy. Not the CDs themselves, but the cases will be scratched up or broken or whatever, and I'll just replace them. I'll take the papers out of the old CD, I'll put them into the new jewel case. I'll put the CD in there. Good as new. That is my solution for a broken jewel case. I just wanted to mention that. I mentioned why I collect CDs over vinyls because of traveling and portability at first, but now just because they're cheaper and I love how they sound. The quality is very crisp. I can play them in the car. I have a player here, a player out there. I just have more CD players, very Y2K vibes. I already showed you this little vaults case. This is for my CDs that go in the car. I think this is 24. I said 48, but I'm pretty sure that was a lie. And it can lock you. It locks, but I've never done that because why? And then I have this big one. It's a bigger version of the same vaults case that has all my CDs in it currently. And it's almost full, and it holds 128. So there's between 100 and 128 CDs. Woo, almost dropped it in here. So I'm going to talk about these CDs now, and I'm very excited about this because I really love I'm not a collector. I used to love having little trinkets, and then I went through a minimalism phase where I got rid of everything. And so now, I like having stuff now, and despite that, I really don't have a lot of stuff because I got rid of everything. And so the hoarding of stuff that happens over years, I haven't really done. And so I'm not a huge collector. But recently I've been trying to get into more having trinkets and stuff, and stuff to have in the background of podcast episodes. And CDs is one thing I do collect though. It's a recent collection, but I really enjoy it. That was my point there. And I'm going to talk about the CDs I do have. So the first artist, I don't know where to put it. I'm where do I go? The first artist in the book. Oh, also, I don't really recommend this vaults case. I like the little one, but this one, you might see this blue stuff down here. That's duct tape because this binder thing is I don't know if you remember in school when your binders would not work good, but they'd get stressed out or whatever. And they would the paper would fall out of them because it wouldn't close all the way. So I taped this one together. But if you don't already have it, I don't recommend it. It doesn't work that great, but it's cute. I just got it because it matched the little one. I bought the little one first. Anyway, so we're starting with Beyonce. I have Destiny Fulfilled. That's the only Destiny's Child album I have. This is a thrifted one. But I put it here first because technically it was one of Beyonce's first albums. And so it's before Dangerously in Love, which is her debut album because it's a Destiny's Child album. So I'm going to get more Destiny's Child albums, but in the meantime, all I have is Destiny Fulfilled. But I have Beyonce Dangerously in Love right here. This is her first debut album. Came out in 2003, I think. Right here is supposed to be, what is on this? There's something on here. This is supposed to be B-Day, and it will be literally in a couple of days because I ordered a deluxe edition of B-Day online a couple of days ago, and it'll be here soon. So B-Day will be right here. And then I Am Sasha Fierce is also a deluxe edition, including Poison, the song of the week, is on its way. It will be here, I think, tomorrow, actually, for I Am Sasha Fierce. So that one will go right there. So that's Beyonce's first, second, and third album. Only the first one's here, but I already have the second and third en route. Then it's Beyonce's fourth album, 4. It's right there. I just got this one recently. Then would come Beyonce, the self-titled album. And you might wonder why there's 4 discs here. That's because I ordered it. The deluxe edition, the platinum edition, and it's 4 discs. So I left 4 spots because disc 1, 2, 3, and 4 will go here for Beyonce's 5th album, Beyonce. Then Lemonade, the double disc. One's the album, one's the movie. Here it is, Lemonade. And then here's Everything Is Love, Beyonce and Jay-Z's joint album that came out after Lemonade. And then here's Renaissance. And that's Beyonce's most current album. Because there's 2 more acts of Renaissance supposed to be coming, obviously not called Renaissance, I have 2 spaces manifesting. This is Anti by Rihanna. That was a recent purchase, and you also saw the case for that one recently, which, not recently, but a few minutes ago, and I couldn't get the thingy back in it. So that was that, and this is the CD. It's white. So now we're getting into Taylor Swift. So that was Beyonce. You see I have her whole discography. It's either here or on its way in the mail. So yeah, super excited about that. I have all Beyonce CDs, and now I'm working on Destiny's Child. I think they have 3 other albums that I don't have. So I got to get those. So this is Taylor Swift, and you're about to laugh at me because I have not 1 copy of the double disc Fearless Taylor's version, not 2 copies of the double disc Fearless Taylor's version, but 3 copies of the double disc Fearless Taylor's version. So let me tell you the story. I bought one off of the TaylorSwift.com. It arrived to my college mailroom broken. The case was broken. I told them it was broken. They sent me another one and let me keep the other one. So then I had two. And then that was like 2 years ago, 2021, when it came out. And then a couple of months ago, maybe like 2 months ago, I went to Target and I saw a copy of Fearless Taylor's version on the shelf. And I was like, let me buy this. I don't have this album. I didn't think I had it, even though I had 2 copies from that whole mailroom fiasco. And so then I bought another copy. Now I have 3. So that's that. And then there's Red, Taylor's version. Only 1 copy. You'll notice I only have the albums Taylor Swift owns. So I have Fearless, I have Red, I have Lover, I have Folklore, I have Evermore, and maybe this is Evermore and that's Folklore, but one or the other. And then here's Midnights, and then I have another copy of Midnights that's the Target Deluxe version with Hits Different on it. And Speak Now Taylor's version, you might notice, is missing, not mincing. It's missing, and it's actually also on its way in the mail. I ordered that one too, and so there's no spot for it, but I'm going to have to make room, and I actually added an extra page back here because I knew I was going to have to make room for Speak Now Taylor's version. It's 2 discs, so it'll go right here, and then Lover and Folklore will move down, Evermore and Midnights will be on the next page. So then Harry Styles is going to have to scoot over. This is Harry Styles' his first album, Harry Styles. This is his second album, Fine Line. This is his third album, Harry's House. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time talking. I think it's because I've been talking for a really long time. And so here's an extra page for the overflow of Taylor Swift and, of course, Harry Styles to move over when the Double Disc Speak Now comes in the mail that I ordered. It'll literally be here in like a couple of days as well. So those 2 CDs are going to be in here as well. So then moving on, we have I Put a Spell on You by Nina Simone. I really love this record. I've talked about it before. My favorite songs are like You've Got to Learn to show a happy face. Although you're full of misery, you mustn't show a trace of sadness and never look for sympathy. You've got to learn, although it's very hard, a way of pocketing your pride. Yeah, it's a good album. And of course, Birds Flying High, you know how I feel. That was not the melody. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Is that it? Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Yeah. So then there's Bangers by Miley Cyrus. Love that. Plastic Hearts by Miley Cyrus. Love that. Endless Summer Vacation by Miley Cyrus. Love that. But I bought it before Used to Be Young came out, so it's not on there. So it's missing Used to Be Young. So moving on, then we have 21 by Adele. This is 25 by Adele. And then we have 30 by Adele. There's 2 copies, and I actually have another copy that's unopened. That's the same situation as Fearless. I bought one, and then I left it in Boston, and I was back home in Georgia, and I wanted it, so I bought another one, and then I bought another one forgetting that I had bought another one. So I have 3 copies of 30 by Adele. And then I have 2 copies of The Fame Monster by Lady Gaga. One of them, again, same story as Fearless, came in the mail, broken, got another one in the mail because the first one was broken. And they don't make you return them for some reason. Then I have disc 1 and 2 of Born This Way. I have Art Pop by Lady Gaga. This one's from eBay. This one is Joanne by Lady Gaga. Then we have Music Box by Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey recently celebrated its 30th anniversary. We have Emotions by Mariah Carey. I love that. It's one of my favorite albums. I loved it freshman year of high school. I literally listened to it all the time. And You Don't Remember. So Cold. Make It Happen, I love. My favorite song, though, I think was If It's Over. That's co-written with Carole King. Mariah Carey and Carole King. Love that. We're going to see some Carole in here. I have 2 copies of Tapestry. Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. Jennifer Hudson's album that is self-titled Jennifer Hudson. It includes I Don't Like Living Under Your Spotlight. I have Kid Crow by Conan Gray. That's Conan's first album. Then I have his second album, Super Ache. I have Michael Jackson, Dangerous, and Michael Jackson, Thriller. I have The Color Purple, the original Broadway cast, and then I have The Color Purple, the Cynthia Erivo, Jennifer Hudson, Danielle Brooks, 2015 revival, the new Broadway cast recording, and then, of course, as I said, 2 copies of Tapestry by Carole King. Moving on, we have my favorite country band from when I was a kid, Sugarland. I have their record Twice the Speed of Life. Yeah, Twice the Speed of Life. And then I have Love on the Inside. This one's my favorite, obviously, because I don't know the name of the other one. Then I have Golden Hour by Casey Musgraves and Yola, Walk Through Fire by Yola. So this is the country page. Then I have In a Dream, which is an EP by Troye Sivan, 2020. Love that. Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. I'm going to have to make space for Guts soon. Bruno Mars, 24 Karat Magic. I really can't fucking talk. Shoshana Bean, Spectrum. This is signed. The CD case is signed. Whitney Houston, 4 records. This is a Whitney Houston page. It's My Love Is Your Love, I'm Your Baby Tonight, and then Greatest Hits, Volume 1 and 2. This is Aretha Franklin. This is all Aretha Franklin. This is 30 Greatest Hits, Disc 1, Disc 2. And this is 2 copies of the best of Aretha Franklin. One of them does not work for some reason, but I don't know which one it is. And so until I test it, I'm not going to get rid of them, but I haven't tested it yet. This is a Barbra Streisand page. I love Barbra Streisand. Like, seriously, one of the best singers literally ever. I literally love Barbra Streisand's vocals. I love her. I have the Broadway album right here. I have Back to Broadway. And then I have Color Me Barbara down here. Greatest Hits. Ooh, this is Barbara too. And then this is a Barbra Streisand Greatest Hits collection and more. This is Snow Angel by Renee Rapp. Mentioned that one earlier. This is, oh my God, one of my favorite albums of all time. Ray Charles, Modern Sounds. It's the country, what is it? Country and pop, modern sounds. You know what I'm talking about. The one with the red. Where's the CD case? What's the full title? Modern Sounds of Country and Western Music, not pop. I love this Ray Charles record. I can't stop loving you. Oh, see, what did I say about this thing? All the pages are falling out. Can you see that? This fucking thing, man, it won't stay closed. I need a new case for all of these CDs. I'm not even kidding. I'm just going to push on. Next to Ray Charles, I have Rumors by Fleetwood Mac. Then I have a Celine Dion collection. I have Let's Talk About Love by Celine Dion. And then I have Celine Dion by Celine Dion. And then I have her Christmas album, These Are Special Times. And then I have Deborah Cox. That's not Celine Dion. This is Deborah Cox. Over here, I got Alicia Keys. I got 2 copies of Songs in A minor. And then I have Yes I Am by Alicia Keys. Right here is Control by SZA. I need to get SOS. I don't have that one yet. This is a Toni Braxton page. Here's Toni Braxton's self-titled album, her very first. It's amazing. And then here's Secrets by Toni Braxton. Love, Marriage, and Divorce by Toni Braxton and Babyface. And then over here under Secrets, fuck, these pages are so fucked up. It's Sade, Love Deluxe. Oh my God, they're literally falling out. Like, this shit's about to piss me off. Be serious. Like, oh my God, everything's going wrong. Oh my God, like, everything is not right. I'm like that old lady on TikTok. I don't know what I can reference on TikTok because I don't know what you guys have seen. But I saw this old lady on TikTok that was baking, and she was with her husband, and just everything was going wrong. And she's like, this is a disaster. This is chaos. Everything's going wrong. And to be honest, duct taping this makes it a lot harder to put the pages back in on the top 2 rings, and it doesn't keep it from falling out. So what the fuck is the point? Like, it literally, this is a fucking mess. I'm just gonna, like, ignore it, I guess. I don't know what to say. So I have Sade, Love Deluxe. I'm just gonna run through the last 8 of these. I have 8 more CDs. I have Mary J. Blige by Mary J. Blige. I have A Very Merry Christmas by Mary J. Blige. I have Cher, Heart of Stone. I have Cher, Bang Bang, The Early Years. I got Relationships by BB and CeCe Winans. I got Bing Crosby's Christmas album. I got Dawn FM by The Weeknd. And I got Yolanda Adams' Christmas album. That's all my CDs. If I learned anything this episode, it's that CD case is ass, that I need a new one, and that's going to piss me off. Like, why can't it stay? I feel like I'm in school again with a binder that won't stay closed, and it's making me want to, like, get upset. Like, that is ridiculous. But they need to be portable. You can't leave them in their jewel cases because, like, you got to, like, be able to look through them. You know what I mean? The jewel cases is just, like, it's too much mechanics. Like, it's too much going on. It's just too much for me. Maybe you don't agree. That's what I think. But anyway, that's my CDs, my collection so far. I have a couple coming in the mail. And then I'm going to buy more, of course, obviously. I have to get SOS by SZA. I got to get Guts by Olivia Rodrigo when it comes out. I have Troye Sivan's new record coming. I'll probably get Tension by Kylie Minogue when it comes out if I like the whole album. So I'm like, yeah, about to get some new albums soon. I might go thrifting and get some more. So I might be making an update, but that's my CD collection so far. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed the movies of the week as well as the songs of the week. I hope you enjoyed the pop topics, not the hot topics. And I hope you enjoyed the episode overall. If you did, of course, you can go listen to any other episode of KOBLIZZY. They're all equally as entertaining and enjoyable, I promise. Even though I probably can't deliver on that promise because some of them might be a little depressing. So yeah, that's it. It's a good time. And do you like this new setup? I'm like sitting not on the floor. I'm like on a stool. I would like a chair with a back. You know, like sit back. There was this one moment in the Haunted Mansion where he was like, his eyes were really like set back like this. They're like set back. They set way back. It was just funny. So yeah, that's it. Bye y'all. This was KOBLIZZY.